Yeah. Cut a promo podcast. So it is the last day of 2024. We are 12/31. Okay. It is the last day of 2024. So I've been trying to do this for a while now, and then someone kind of had to light the fire up under my ass for me to get this done today. So I figured, we would start off this new year with something great. Before we get ahead of ourselves, I want to introduce myself to people who don't know me. I go by King Maui. I started training to become a wrestler back in April. I'm originally from San Diego. I'm in Arizona now, training over here at AWF, Arizona Wrestling Federation. Actually, my first day at AWF, I met this dude. I met this person. This fucking beast. All right. We met each other. We vibed straight off the bat. You know what I mean? First motherfucker I talked to. Without further ado, introduce yourself, my boy.
Man, that was a long introduction. That was very long. You might as well just introduce me while you're at it. I mean, that was just it's your boy Rampage fucking Michaels. Happy to be here, man. First episode. It's about time that you got this popping. Very excited.
Tell people a little bit about yourself, where you're from, a little bit of your backstory of why you started training at AWF. We can kind of go back and forth.
Okay, all right. So, I'm from New York. I moved out here 2013. Man, it's crazy. Like I never pictured I would move to Arizona. Like this is just. And it's funny that like we're talking about this because if I never moved to Arizona, I don't think I would be wrestling right now. But I moved out here in 2013, and I just was focused on like working, and finally, I was like, let me train and like get in shape. I was like, I want to like professional wrestle.
Definitely.
And pretty much I was just like, all right, like let's do it. And this is a tough sport. You both know like this is a hard sport, and
this is a man's sport.
It's a man's sport.
A man's sport.
But before you interrupted me, like I was saying, pretty much, I was getting in shape, and I was about like, I want to say like 295 pounds around there, and I tried out at Phoenix Championship Wrestling.
PCW?
PCW, yeah.
Okay.
And when I thought I was like in good shape. It's so funny, like I lost maybe about like 20 pounds, right?
Okay.
And I was like, okay, let me, try out, let me go interview, and like I really want to do this. And so I sat through like probably like one of the most like, how can I put this? This was like it was a straightforward like interview, but like.
When was this? You started in April at AWF. When did you try out for PCW?
So I tried out for PCW. This was around this time actually last year.
December?
I think like in January. This was like the second week of January.
Okay.
Second or third week of January.
But you had already been training for like 3 months, right?
Yeah. Honestly, like the training I was just doing, I was only in the gym. I was doing like calisthenic workouts. I was just doing like bodybuilding workouts.
But you had already started training kind of. We're not gonna put any names, but you had already kind of started training with another trainer, correct?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to name drop.
No, I'm not going to. But
we can name drop. I mean, like, nah, yeah. I don't care. Yeah, I'll name drop. So yeah, I started. Well, let me finish the story first. Let me tell you what happened.
Finish the story.
Let me tell you what happened. First with PCW, and then we'll go on to where that training started. So, I went to the PCW tryout. I went to the interview, and like I had to read like a whole list of rules, which I was like, all right. I was like, I get it. And then I went to the tryout, and what I mean, like, it was probably like one of the toughest things that like I probably went through as far as like conditioning wise.
Okay.
Like I was not ready for that. Like I haven't done conditioning like that since like probably like high school. And like I was like football and like baseball. And I always said cardio is like very important, but like I didn't take it as serious until like now. But like, you know,
Okay.
I've been taking it serious since then. And literally I threw up during the tryout.
Huh?
Yeah, it was
You
me.
pulled up the mere morning star. Okay.
It was me and well, I didn't get nervous. It was just like endurance. I heard he got nervous when he threw up. Just putting that out there.
Oh, okay.
I was gassed, man. I was doing like tire flips, and I had to like bear crawl around the ring. Like it's great conditioning. Like, you know, they get their athletes like, you know, in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
But I threw up. Like I finished like I think like third to last. There's like maybe
Okay.
like 15 people, but this one guy was like, you know, purple in the face, and like, you know, I think he made
Purple in the face?
Yeah, he threw up. Like he was just, yeah, it was bad. Like, you know, I thought like, you know, I was like, damn, bro. I was like, this is end of your career, but I didn't make it, and
Did they tell you why?
you know, just pretty much get better, you know, cardio, and you know.
So for the people who don't know about PCW, you could. So if you if you did make it, what would you have been doing?
So if I did make it, I know I was gonna like hit the ring for just like, you know, like 6 months.
Oh, you don't get to touch the ring for 6 months?
Yeah, and not at least for like 6 months, and
Hold on. So you're trying to become a wrestler,
yeah,
but you don't get to touch the ring for 6 months.
correct,
Okay.
yeah.
And
So
hold on, and this is like a facility that they have, or
yeah, it's a training facility out in Mesa,
out in Mesa?
and
How much is it a month?
I know it's way more expensive than what I'm paying now. I think it's around like $250 or like.
Hold on,
Yeah.
So hold on. So if you're training to become a professional wrestler, all right, and you go to PCW, okay, so you have to try. How much is the tryouts? Do you have to pay to try out?
Yeah.
You have to pay to try
You
out.
have to pay to try out $50.
$50. Okay, so you have to pay $50 to try out
Yeah.
to see if you make it on their squad or not.
Yeah.
Okay, and then even if you do make it, you cannot touch the ring for 6
For
months,
6 months, yeah.
and you have to pay $250.
Correct. But see, this is the thing. I mean, you get in shape
Mm-hmm.
during it. You know, like you build like your cardio for it. So like I don't like knock it for like, you know, it's.
I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it either. But at the same time, you know what I mean. I'm like, if I'm paying $250 a month, and I'm paying $250 to try out, I'm like, but you're not gonna let me touch the ring for 6 months. Like, bro, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, you can give me these workouts so I can go do this at the gym. I'm like, I'm coming here to be a pro wrestler.
That's true.
You know?
That's true, but you know, a lot of people could have like different mentalities like going into it. But
Yeah.
to be honest, like the way like I was thinking about it, I was like, you know, it would be like more motivation for me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say like working out like outside of the ring and like seeing people in the ring and like, you know, just knowing, hey, like if you get your conditioning done, if you like get in like the right shape, it's like, you know, having to earn that privilege to like, you know, get in the ring and like, you know, get in the ropes. So at the same time, it's like, you know, I have that dog mentality, you know, you gotta want it. And if you want to be a professional wrestler, you know, like there's certain levels that you do have to go through. And
So if you had the choice right now to either go PCW or stay in the WWF, what would you do?
to be honest, I would probably stay in AWF.
Okay.
Yeah, I was staying in AWF. I mean, there's if PCW was ever interested in me, you know, I'd probably tell them to fuck off. We go right to AWF. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I gotta laugh.
No, you're good.
I'm just you'll never catch me in that fucking environment.
All right.
I'm sorry. You'll never catch me in that environment. Yeah, no.
Okay.
AWF all day, baby.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah. So like me, I have if you know you we have a mutual, well, not a mutual, but with me I just kind of like I was watching WrestleMania 40. And I'm watching Roman Reigns and The Rock. And these other sound pretty stupid, but I don't go fuck. You know what I mean? I'm watching it, and I'm just like, and in the back of my head, I always knew I wanted to wrestle. I always knew it. I'm like, it's something I've always wanted to do, but I just look at you know, how my age, and I'm like, I'm only getting older. I'm like, I'm never gonna have the chance to do it again. I'm like, and I can live with myself. You know what I mean? I can live with myself saying, hey, listen, I tried and I failed. I can live with that. I can live with that. I can't live with I didn't try. I can't live with that. I'm okay with trying and losing. I'm okay with that because I know that I put my best into it.
You only live once.
Correct. And then I'm watching this match, and then I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, I would want to be in that shit. Like, I would want to be in the fucking ring with Roman Reigns or The Rock. I would want to do that. I'm like, fuck it, why not? I'm like, and I hit up my boy, Shadow Fox, which I introduced you to him, and then he
Shadow Fox, shout out
Shadow Fox, bro. Shout out my boy.
You owe me a rematch. You owe me a rematch in Madden, by the way.
Shout out my boy Shadow Fox, man. Shout out my boy. And then he, like me and him, we talked about it. We had, he told me about AWF. So I hit up, I went on the website, and then there's a text like, oh, be contacted by text, hit this number. And Gabe actually hit me up. He's like, oh, it's tryouts for this days. And I don't get to work till 7. He's like, oh, it's going to start at 7. I don't want to make a bad, first impression. So I'm like, I don't want to show up at I don't want to show up at 7:30. When I'm supposed to be at 7 on my first day.
Staring at you.
Yeah,
Who's this
So
guy?
what I did was, I'm like, okay, this gives me enough time to get off early. So I told my boss, I'm like, yo, I have to dip out early this day. I'm gonna have, I have a doctor's appointment. Okay. So I put the time in. I was able to get off work at 6:30. Okay. No, I got off work at 6. So as soon as I got off, I got dressed. I got there by like 6:30ish. And then the first person I meet through the door was Maverick. So, you know what I mean? I'm like, if you don't know Maverick, he could be kind of intimidating when you first meet him. Like, you're like, who are you?
Intimidating. I'm sorry. Intimidating. That guy looks like a normal average Joe who has 3 kids who just like, hi man, how's it going? Intimidating.
So like,
wow. All right.
First thing he told me, like, who are you? Like, what are you doing here? I'm like, hey, I spoke to Gabe. I told him about trying out. He's like, okay. He's like, cool. He's like, started asking me questions. I'm like, okay. I'm just trying to get him to train, man. He's like, all right, you have to sign a waiver before you come in. I'm like, all right. He found me a waiver. I signed a damn waiver. We get in. We start. I think I was in the ring probably like total. That's when I met him. I'm getting ready, putting everything ready. It's his first day there as well. We're chopping it up, like, what's up, man? I'm like, what's up, man? It's like, I didn't tell him it was my first day. He didn't tell me it was the first day. We just like, all right, cool. And then he's like, what's your name, man? I'm like, what's your ring name? He's like, Rampage. He's like, okay. We start chopping it up, and then we both get in the ring, and then boom. I rarely talk to anybody because I'm just like, I didn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? I'm like, I've heard stories about, wrestlers in the backstage locker room. Last thing I want to do was sit on anybody's bad side, which that didn't last too long. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, it gets spicy.
That didn't last too long.
I'm telling you, it gets spicy, man, behind doors.
Oh man, to the maximum, man. To the fucking maximum.
We can't get to that.
Facts, Maybe we'll review that in a future episode, in a part 2, because he's definitely gonna come back. But So obviously we're gonna go back to. You said you had started training around November.
Yeah. I want to say like around middle of like November, and then like fully committed from like December on. Me and my buddy, we did a challenge where the loser had to pay the winner $100 if he missed one day in the gym. So. Literally, like, from there, like, it was just, like, nonstop. I was like, I don't want to pay my homie $100. I was like, I finally wanted to, like, win a bet against him. Because, like, he literally, like, always beats me on all these bets.
Do I know this friend?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Finally, literally, he missed a day. I was like, yes. I was like, and then, he was like, I wanted to see if you still, like, were going to be committed if I said I was going to go and this, that. And, yeah, man, like, I literally stood dedicated since like November, like I said, mid-November, and it's been nonstop. It was nonstop training, but Picking up, I was gonna say from that the PCW story. Yeah, I actually went to before I went to AWF. I went to train. I trained Lucha Libre.
Lucha?
You familiar with Lucha Libre?
I'm familiar. I'm from San Diego.
Oh, so you're a Rey Mysterio fan?
Definitely.
So, I
not too much of a Dominic Toretto, Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic Mysterio, yeah, that dirty mustache, that
Yeah.
dirty Sanchez mustache.
You know, with
but
the
no,
fucking endless mullet that he has.
We don't want to roast down right now. I started wrestling Lucha, and I was kind of nervous at first because I was like, all right, I don't want this to, like, maybe like take me down like a career path like I didn't want to like maybe take, because like I really wanted to wrestle like, you know, like U.S. wrestling, like
yeah.
This guy reached out to me, Pop Chulo, this wrestler around here. He's known like that, was on the area, and he was like, hey man, like, are you a wrestler? And I was like, yeah, I'm training to be one, like I want to be a wrestler. And he told me, he was like, hey, come down to you know, this training center, you know, we're doing Lucha Libre, you know, I'll get you ready. I told him the whole PCW story, that, like, you know, I didn't make it, and he literally like introduced me to Minnie Halcone, one of the Lucha legends around here in the Arizona area. And pretty much I started doing Lucha, man, for about like, let's say 6 months. And it was good ring cardio for me. It was pretty much good like ring awareness. Pretty much got me like ready, like conditioning wise. I'm not gonna bash, you know, the class. I'm not gonna, you know, like talk bad about the man or anything like that. You know, mutual respect for where we have, but yeah, I kind of like parted ways like with that training, and I went to AWF. I transitioned to that. That's where I met you. And
I think it was the first when we met each other. It was you. It was Dez, CJ, and mine all first week. It was all of our first weeks.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's fucking crazy how many people have came and gone since then.
I can't even tell you, like, there's at least like maybe like 15 people that I've counted that came, tried out for like a day, came back for like a week.
You remember this? Remember the little cholo dude that came with his little girlfriend?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, no, I will never forget. This one guy came, and I don't know, maybe we're talking about the same guy, but he came. He got in the ring. He did a roll, and like he just like completely like went to the left, and like I think like one of the trainers was like, all right man, like yeah, no, you gotta like do it like this, and like he kept rolling, and like his rolls were just absolute shit. And he got out of the ring, and I think he just left. Like, he left, and I was like, okay. Then, like, I went outside just to go grab, like, water from my car. And all of a sudden, I saw this dude, like, dip with his girlfriend. I was like, wow.
I think it was the same dude then.
Yeah, so, like, I was like, I can't even tell you, like, how many stories I just...
He looked like one
I
of them
could tell you,
dudes
like, I just seen people come and go and just leave. When
like
one dude got suplexed, he, like, landed wrong on his ankle. He was like, yeah, man, I'll be back tomorrow.
Never came back.
8 months later, still haven't seen him. You know, so.
Or that one dude, I forgot, he came at the same time as Jose. Remember?
I know you're talking about the football player.
Yeah, and then
like he took. I remember he couldn't do I think it was just a normal universal, and then he was doing a hip toss, and then with the hip toss he landed on his head.
Yeah.
And then like he cried, and I was like, oh man, I was like, that's rough. And then
never came back.
That's the part about it. Yeah, I mean that's the part about it. I mean, like if you land, you could really get hurt in the sport. Like if you land wrong, I mean, like, you know, you're donezo. You know, a lot of people had a rough year. But anyway, it's yeah, you could come and go in the sport. It's crazy. That's why you gotta be very careful. Training is very important. You know, that's why ring awareness is very important. But you know, anything can happen. You know, you just gotta be professional and just be smart. You know?
Definitely.
Just, you know, it's crazy though, because people say they love the sport. People say they want to do it. People say, oh yeah, I want to become a wrestler. But it's like, you know, if you're only there for, you know, take a suplex and you do this, you do that, then all of a sudden it's like you're gone. It's just like, all right, like, well, you just, you know, you wasted wasted the dream.
Yeah.
You know, it's just why waste the dream.
Correct. correct. I mean, we've had girls who fucking stick it out more than the guys. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I saw like what's her name, Priscilla?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Like Priscilla, like she.
I don't care. I don't know.
She stuck it out more than half these dudes out there. You know what I mean? Like remember big buff dude? Remember Brendan or whatever, y'all ran into him at the bar.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, him like
loser.
Man. Yeah.
I can't even tell you, man. Like, I want to be a wrestler, and Gonzo, loser. Like,
it's so funny.
I'm just saying, like anybody who said to me, like, hey man, like, you know, they're gonna be a wrestler, look me in the face, and you know, so we're gonna have a match, and like you're not wrestling no more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but like you're a loser.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Facts. One thing that I've learned coming into wrestling is don't judge a book by its cover, because there's been people who came in, buff motherfuckers, like motherfuckers look like they're in shape, and then they'll if they're lucky they'll last a fucking week. And I've seen big motherfuckers like, you know what I mean, like me, other like big, you know, like, you know what I mean, like that don't look like they should be wrestling, and then they stick it out more, you know, than, you know, because there's people who actually want it, and there's people who just want the showboating, the, you know, the what they see on WWE, you know, there's people out there who don't really, I feel like, care about the sport or respect the sport in that aspect. So yeah, that's definitely how it is for me. But since you started AWF, you've had a big I feel like you've had a big impact so far. You started off at the Rumble, and then you had a match. I think it was with did you have a match or did you have the one-on-one with Matt from Taproom? I remember was it a grudge match that you had with Mighty Mike?
Yeah, it was a grudge match that I had with that loser. Yeah, it was a grudge match first. I beat him on that, and then he got lucky at the tap room.
Okay.
The bar owner, well, the former bar owner, hit me with a chair.
Okay.
And you know, smacked me across the face with a beer, and then I lost.
Okay.
Unfortunately. With a frog splash,
okay,
and then a quick 1, 2, 3 count by one of the referees. Yeah, so that was kind of much of the taproom screw job. And then,
but since then you have had very much success. You had just this past month, you won that bar.
That's correct.
And you're in the process of renaming it, am I correct?
Correct. It's going to be called Rampage 120.
Rampage 120.
Yes, sir. Rampage 120. There's a lot of renovations that are going on right now, so please excuse the facilities right now, guys. Major updates, and I believe we're coming back out there, in April? I think April, March?
Yeah. I think the next couple of shows are lined up for Bullshooters.
Bullshooters, but yeah, there's gonna be a nice banner right in front. It's gonna say Rampage 120. So
nice. Yeah,
I'm excited for that reveal when the show starts.
Nice. Yeah. So
I was gonna say it's been quite a journey though so far.
Yeah,
quite a journey.
It definitely has. And one thing that I do like though is the fact that that Mama Rampage has been very supportive of it. Of your hustle, you know, she watches your matches, gives you critique, let you know who sucks and who's good, you know. So.
Yeah, it's so funny, because like when I show my mom like every, I try so hard like not to like laugh at this, but like it's just hilarious. I show my mom like every match, like everybody's match, like every event, and she just has a comment for everything. You know, Italian mothers, like they always just have a comment. And it's just like it's hilarious because like she'll even tell me sometimes I suck, but I'm like, all right, I'm only like a year in doing this, but you know, just there's a ladder match I showed her that happened like when I was like refereeing, and she was like, oh, these boys need work, and I was like, oh man, and it's funny, I forgot who she compared the champion to. Not Yokozuna, but like I forgot who, but like she was like, this guy's this guy's a joke, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna try to take his belt. I was like, that's the goal. I was like, I'm gonna try and take that guy's belt. So,
I don't think it's gonna be a try. I think it's gonna happen.
I hope so.
I think it's gonna happen.
I hope so.
I think it's definitely gonna happen. I definitely see that in the forefront. You know, if AWF knows what they're doing, because I don't think anybody right now has as much eyes on them, you know, outside of having a belt than you. If I'm being completely honest with you. So.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like I said, I have my eyes on a lot of things this year.
So what's your if right now to set your goals on? What is your goals right now to set up on AWF?
My goal is only one thing, and that's to win the AWF championship.
Okay.
That's to win that world heavyweight championship.
And after that, where you go? What's the next role after that?
What's the next role after that?
WWEID, NXT, TNA, AEW.
Honestly, like after I win the championship, I want to go through everybody on the roster.
Okay.
Pretty much want to make an example out of everybody.
Okay.
That they're not worthy of facing me ever again.
Okay.
And then after that, yeah, I hope WWE ID or any company out there that, you know, sees true talent, reaches out and, you know, discovers that Rampage Michaels is the hottest young up-and-coming prospect.
Nice.
In Phoenix, Arizona.
Arizona.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Nice. But since you are the first, you know, guest here, how do you like the setup here, man? How do you like?
Honestly, man, you're giving me like fucking Samoan vibes over here, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I know you're dressed like I know, like, you know, like when I first met you, I was like, yo, this fucking Samoan guy. Like you just like put off the vibes, but like, dude, you got like fucking.
I tried.
Like this whole environment, man. You got like a rock King Moa
King Maui.
You got your beads around you, man. You got like just an open season movie over here. Like just gives me like, you know, like Samoan vibes, man. You Samoan bastard.
Yeah, I tried to keep that a secret when I got in there, you know, until I got cool with LT. He's like, what are you? He's like, I know you're not Mexican. I'm like I'm half Samoan and half Mexican. I'm half Guatemalan. He's like, Samoan? He's like his eyes lit up. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, all right. And then everybody after that started looking at me like, oh, shit, you know?
It's like Guatemalan. I literally like only met, like, you're probably like the only one who I've met that's like, I think that's like Guatemalan. I don't think I've ever met anybody like any that said like, yeah, like when they ask you the question like, what race are you? It's like, yeah, I'm Guatemalan. Like I never get that at all. Like that's fucking random.
It's funny because like you know, like when I had my short hair, everyone thought I was like, oh, me Mexicano, he's a little Mexican kid.
You don't look Mexican at all.
You know?
I wouldn't think you're Mexican.
And then it was like and then
I think you're more Chinese.
Chinese?
Yeah, you look
Filipino?
more Chinese. You look more like you said, Samoa Filipino.
Yeah. So so that's what it was all the time, you know. And then it was like I felt like once people found out that I was Samoan, I felt like I had a target on my back after that. Everybody's like, shit, like, you know. But it's cool, you know. Like, you know, like so far there's been nothing at AWF that I can't handle yet. You know, I've had to, you know, I haven't had to overcome rumors. I've had to overcome because motherfuckers is being straight up disrespectful to motherfuckers just I don't fuck with. You know what I mean? And you know, and I put up with it. I think in 2024 because I had already had heat my first week at AWF. You know, but in 2025, that's not some shit I'm gonna tolerate. You know, like I'm like it's gonna be more of like like bro, if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it. Because at this point, like I said, like there's nobody in there that I need to tiptoe around anybody. I'm like, there's nobody in there who I feel like, you know, nah. So it's gonna be, if I have an issue, I'm gonna address it right then and there. So that's that.
I mean, at the end of the way I see it, I mean, if anybody gets in the way of me trying to get that AWF World Heavyweight Championship, it's gonna be lights out.
So you know, I heard there's a little rumor going around that you're aiming for that TNA belt. You want to elaborate on that?
I don't even know if that's like worth my time, to be honest. I mean,
you don't have to, but I'm just letting you know.
I mean, this guy. I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's birds chirping.
AWF booked this guy Moose. You know, this 6'2" guy.
Okay.
Who played in the NFL. Obviously, couldn't make it. And then he decided he wanted to come to professional wrestling.
Okay.
And he thinks that he's a real athlete now because he went from football to wrestling. And he thinks just because he's big, tall, that he could beat people up and he can win belts around here. And you know, that's just not how it works. You know, this guy is boring on the mic. he just thinks he's I can't even. It's just he's boring. Like,
okay.
And you know, obviously AWF booked this guy, which, you know, I'm proud of that. And I definitely think it would be
but
a challenge for him.
He's coming to our federation.
It would be a challenge. He's coming to our federation, but I think it would be a challenge for him to actually face me for that belt, because he knows he doesn't have a chance.
Gotcha.
Realistically, he knows he doesn't have a chance. Yeah, he may be 6'2".
So that would be
300 pounds.
Would be in Triumph, right?
Triumph, yes.
That bunch.
But listen to me. Listen. It's like he may be 6'2", 300 pounds, but the guy has a brain of a peanut. Like, he wouldn't know. Moose. Come on, man. Okay. Moose. You look up a moose. Look up a moose's brain. Size of a peanut.
Okay.
Come on. You really think that guy is intimidating?
All right.
If you think that guy's intimidating, all right, then we got something to talk about. So let's move on from the whole Moose subject.
All right. So the Moose is coming in Triumph, which is be in March. I think the tickets are already on sale for Triumph, right? On the AWF Live.
Yeah, they're on sale. But Moose, if you want your ass kicked.
And but before then, you have another match coming up, a lumberjack match, I heard.
Yeah.
With
Maverick, the unbranded jackass.
Okay.
Yeah. He calls himself a bull, but I mean, to be honest, like, the guy weighs like fucking 280 pounds fat. Like, so it's like you're not a bull, man. Like, you have no muscle. Bulls have fat. I mean, bulls don't have fat. Like, you know, like donkeys have fat. So it's he just like you seen Shrek?
Yeah.
Right. So like
Donkey.
He reminds me of Donkey. Donkey, and then like his little team Execution, Fiona, and freaking what's it called? Fiona and Shrek.
Yeah. So who would be Fiona? Who would be Shrek in that situation?
Let's see. I mean, Nikolai is kind of emotional, so I think he would be Fiona.
Okay.
And then Mr. H, yeah, he's Shrek.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's Shrek.
So you know, we've talked about everything we have to talk about. So the last thing that we do on the podcast is you have to cut a promo to your next opponent. So in this case, it would be Maverick the Unbranded Bull.
Maverick the Unbranded Bull.
So look into the camera, cut yourself a little promo on the spot. You know, I want to hear a promo to Maverick.
You want to hear a promo?
I want to hear a promo. Cut a promo right now for your lumberjack match.
You know, my time is worthy, so I hope I'm getting paid for cutting a promo right now. So you better zell me after this for cutting a promo. So
cut your promo.
Maverick, you jackass. You don't stand a chance, bud. You think you're big and bad. You have your two stupid idiots following you around all the time. You don't scare me. You don't. You think just because you may have introduced me to AWF that, oh, you have the upper advantage. You've been the veteran for this long. Oh, Rampage hasn't had this amount of matches. Rick, I did the homework. I studied. I know how to beat you. I will beat you. I'm going to knock your ass out. I'm going to take my chain back. And after I knock you out, Mr. H, I'm going to knock you out too. Nikolai, Creed, you heard the story of Jack and Jill? Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. Yeah. gonna kick your ass next too, you fat son of a bitch.
So that was the promo, guys. Triumph March. The Lumberjack match, I think, will be within the next 2 weeks, I'm guessing. So, guys, thank you for coming by and stopping and listening to us. Cut a promo with the host, Sig Maui, the first guest of Cut a Promo, Rampage. Any last words before we call?
You're welcome for having me.
You're welcome. Take care, guys.